So nice to see all the faces all over again. I've spoken to all of you. So how is everyone doing? Anybody want to take a shot while the others join in?
Okay, hello everyone. Okay,
What's up?
I'm good. I'm good. Hello everyone. So you can call me Sai. Actually, my the full name is Sai Brata Punyashloka, and I am joining you all from Japan. And the latest update is today we got our first snow. So it's snowing.
Yeah!
So it's snowing over here, and pretty exciting. And nice to meet you all. Hope it will be a great journey. And
Awesome.
yeah, have a good day. Have a good session.
Yeah, yes, it was your snow that we were waiting for to do this webinar. It's all you, not
Right.
me.
Sorry, I just yeah.
Awesome, man. No, thank you so much. Just giving it a couple of more minutes so that others can join in, and then we will begin.
Uh, Hello, everybody. Good morning, Mr. Rathi.
Morning,
I am
sir.
Somnath. Yes. Somnath Banerjee. I am from Kolkata.
How are you? How are you doing?
I'm doing fine. Doing fine.
Awesome. I'm yet to
Hello
reply to.
everyone.
Hey, Lakshmi. Sorry.
Hi, I'm Lakshmi. So right now I'm in India, but I was in Israel up until May 31st. So good to see you all. I'm so excited. Thank you.
Thank you. So we have Japan, we have Israel, we have Shankar sir from Korea. There he
Yes,
goes.
sir. Good morning to one and all. This is Uma Shankar Vehera, and I have joined from South Korea. Everything is fine only. Here, today temperature is near about 2 degrees centigrade here. Little cold.
Thank you so much
Yeah.
for joining in.
Yeah, fine. Thank you, sir.
Hi everyone. So I'm Subramanyam. So I'm from Spain currently. So it is very midnight, early morning. So I'm exciting to join early morning also. It is very here also temperature is very cold, almost -5.
Oh, okay.
See you
Hello
all.
everyone, this is Ashmita. I'm joining in from Guwahati, and up until now, I think I'm in the more hotter region than any of you here. Uh, so it's 19 or 25, 21 over here. So happy to join. Thank you.
Thank you. It's amazing how everybody from all over the world has come together for this particular endeavor. Thank you so much. Let's get started. So the agenda for today is I will give you a walkthrough for the entire platform, how the platforms looks like, what will happen over the next few months. Please bear in mind that this is the first version of the platform, and with many first versions, there are always changes that will come along with it. What is super exciting is for all of you to be part of this first endeavor. So please let us know what are the changes you can suggest, what is the feedback, everything. This session is being recorded as well as being transcribed. So if there's anybody who is not comfortable with the recording part, please let me know in the next 2 minutes, and we can figure out something else. It's being recorded for the sake of the folks who are not able to join right now. We will also do multiple sessions for this onboarding process so that the onboarding process is made easier for everyone. We have invited somewhere close to 78 scientists, of which about 60 have already joined the platform. Awesome. So I'll take a couple of minutes. All right. We also have the pleasure of having Yogendra on this call. Yogendra is the co-founder as well as VP of Engineering at RenewCred, and he's the one who has single-handedly made this entire platform. So Yogendra sir, we would love to see your face once and a few words also.
Hey everyone, good to see you all.
That's it. Yogendra sir keeps his brevity. He speaks very less, but his work is amazing. You also have the privilege of Manthan sir joining in today. Manthan is the VP of Partner Operations at RenewCred. So all the client engagement, all the customer engagement is done by Manthan. And me and Manthan, our catch-ups happen at 2 or 3 in the night. So that's why his face looks like that. But that's
Yeah.
fine for you.
So yesterday I was traveling, but anyways, good morning, friends. So let's have a greener future together, and we are having a chance to build it together. So all the best.
Awesome. Manthan and Yogendra have been my friends for over a decade. We also have Savni joining the call. She will be joining the team as a policy analyst very soon. A lot of work on voluntary carbon markets is what she is being up to. Savni,
Hello.
Yogendra,
Yes, sir.
okay, awesome. Did I finally get your name pronounced correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, finally I got it. Awesome. So let's get going. I will directly take you to the platform. Let me go through it. Okay. If you have any questions while I'm speaking, there are two options. You can raise your hand. So below in the panel, you can see this button which says raising hand. So you can keep your hands raised if you have any questions, or you can type it out in the chat box. We will take the chat box questions first, and then we will go one by one to the hand raised questions. I will call out the name, and then you can speak your question up. Meanwhile, while this onboarding process is going, I will request everybody to keep themselves on mute so that there is no problem as far as communication is concerned. So most of you have been on this page. This is the login page. As you log in, you have to first select that I agree to the RenewCred's terms and condition. Then you have to go, either you can type in your username and password, or you can go to Google. On Google, if you're logged in through multiple accounts, make sure you select the account through which you have done the entire onboarding process, or else the system won't pick up your login. So in my case, I'm logged in from my official email ID, ar@renewcred.com. So I will just select that. Oh, user not found. Let me give it one more try. There we go. So this is what your home looks like. This is where you come when you log into the system. Over here, you can see.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Are you sharing the screen? I am not able to see.
Can somebody confirm if they can see my screen or not?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
visible.
yeah, we can see it.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir, your screen
So,
can be seen.
sir, you
Okay, no
might need
problem.
to change the viewing angle on your screen. Let me check. Go to the three dots right next to the disconnect call button, the red button. And when you select the three dots, you can see an
Okay.
option called change layout. When you click on change layout, the first option is auto. Are you able to do that?
No, that option is only not available, sir.
Okay. Are you logged in from mobile or desktop?
Yes, it's mobile only, sir.
Mobile only. Okay.
Yeah.
Let me figure this out. I'm changing. Did anything change for you now?
No, sir.
Not yet. Can you
Not
try
yet.
logging in from a desktop by any chance?
Okay, fine, sir.
Yeah.
I'll try. Sir, I log out from here.
Okay. How much
Okay.
time will it take? Should we wait for a minute or so?
It's okay, sir. You can speak. There is no problem.
Thank you. And there's one more onboarding we'll do tomorrow, day after. I will also share the recording of this, but we'll continue
Okay,
for now.
fine.
Awesome. So this is the screen where you all reside at. This is how a page looks like. This is very typical to a feed that you are familiar with, either in LinkedIn or on Facebook. This is all the active feeds that are coming in. To maintain the hygiene and the basic point of why we have created this entire portal, the feeds are right now being monitored by the admins. So as a scientist or as somebody experiencing this portal, what you can do is you can go to create and you can just create your own feed. So I will create a feed over here. First onboarding session. This is amazing. And I will take a snapshot of this and put it on it. Just allow me a minute. So because I'm uploading an image, I will select image. I will click on upload. I will go to wherever my screen is. Oh shit. First session. And I will just press on create. Once I create a feed, the feed comes up over here and it goes to admin for approval. Now, what are feeds for? Feeds are for you to share any climate or environment centered news, event, knowledge article, or anything you believe that the community will welcome, will benefit for. Please feel free to share that as part of the feed. A lot of job opportunities, a lot of event opportunities that we come across or you come across, share those two along with the feed so that more and more community members can benefit from it. Like you can see, I've shared one of the videos on a podcast we did around RenewCred, so you can enjoy that. This obviously is the RenewCred website. There is a session I did with the students for MDI College in Gurgaon yesterday, where we spoke about Carbon 101 markets. So you can see all of these. Now, in case of PDFs, you will have to click on the PDF and they open up in a media viewer. So you can go through the media viewer, and I think there's a download option as well that you can download. Please only share those feeds that have a Creative Commons license or the author has allowed you to share them with the larger audience. Please don't share PDFs that are not allowed by the main author or the main publisher to be shared. So take care of that. So this is your feed. This is how the feed works. Now let's talk about your own profile. So when you click on your name or your photograph over here, there are three options that appear. Let's go through them one by one. Selecting My Profile will pop you up on all the data you might have provided during the login process, or you might have provided once you have logged in and made the edits. This is your profile. This is how you look to the external world in the larger community on the RenewCred Science Community Network. So this is a brief summary of what I do currently. This is my email ID. This is my enhanced summary, and you can go through all of this: employment, awards, the kind of research work I have done, my primary focus area as well as secondary focus areas. Now, please try to fill this up as much as possible for two reasons. One, while we launch RFPs and there are some particular RFPs that we want only particular scientists to focus on, the data you have provided in the profile will make it far more easier to filter those scientists. And number two, it is more easier for the larger community to see what is the kind of work you have done and make those connections happen with you. So there are at least 70% of the folks that I know are working on assignments and projects over and above what RenewCred is doing. And there could be ample of opportunity of collaboration that might happen. There's an English word called serendipity. Serendipity is when you meet someone without putting in the effort of meeting them and something magical happens. That's the power of communities, and that is why we have made this platform in the first place. So if you have not been able to fill up all of this data, please spend some time, fill up all the data as much as possible so that there is more high quality data available for others to see. The second option over here, so on this, you can edit everything, but you might not be able to edit your photograph right now. This happens through the area called personal details. Now in personal details column, you can put your first name, last name, email ID, phone number. Phone number specifically, we have made a call that the phone number won't be available to the larger community. The phone number right now is only available to the system admins. And as we speak, the system admins are me and Yogendra, and we will have one or two more admins from the RenewCred team. So your phone number is completely hidden from the larger community. This is again a privacy question, and we don't want folks to be sending WhatsApp messages without asking somebody else. That's why we have taken this call. So you can edit your first name, last name, email ID, all of these details, number one. Number two, please also spend some time and update your bank account details. Because once you do some RFPs, once we do some RFPs together, the money will be automatically credited by the system into the account details that are submitted over here. Also, every time if there is a change in your bank account, please ensure to make those changes over here as well. So please do all of that work over here. So this is your My Profile section. Now we come back to the feed. Okay. Now there is an option that we will look into in the when we go through the scientist tab. In the scientist tab, there is a button called follow, and we'll talk about it in a moment. But every time you follow a scientist, the feed that they have added to this feed screen will start showing up upfront. So suppose, hypothetically speaking, I'm working on renewable energy and somebody else is also working on renewable energy and they want to see more posts around renewable energy to be showcased on their feed first before any other posts come in. They can follow me. So once we follow each other, we will have more refined agenda of what we want to see coming onto the platform. From feeds, we move to RFPs. That is what most of us are here for. This is a dummy RFP. The main RFPs will start rolling starting Monday. So please don't fill this one. But this is how an RFP will look like. Now let me take a moment and let me explain what an RFP is. The full form for RFP is a request for proposal. All of you as scientists are working as consultants with RenewCred. You are experts in a particular domain and that is why you have been selected to work and be a part of this community initially. What do we do at RenewCred? Once again, to refresh your memories, we create standards and methodologies that go into accounting and crediting for how much carbon was either removed, avoided, or reduced from the atmosphere. That's what we do at RenewCred. So all the RFPs are actually theoretical as well as in some cases a little bit of practical, but mostly theoretical work around making those calculations happen. A particular RFP has 3 or 4 components to it. One is called a material analysis. So suppose I'm launching an EV fleet, electric vehicle fleet, and I'm a supplier of that EV fleet. So you as scientists have to ask me questions, figure out what are the materials that went into making that machine and do a material analysis around it. And the second component is called a life cycle analysis. How much carbon emissions went into creating the life cycle of that entire system. The third one is called a baseline analysis, which is against what baseline should I compare this particular product or process to. So for example, again, EV fleets are compared against combustion vehicles. So we compare that IC, internal combustion vehicles. So we figure out what that particular baseline would be for that particular methodology. And the final part of a particular methodology is the maths around it, which are called linear regression models or the mathematical models that go into calculating how many offsets were already generated. So this is what happens on the methodology RFPs. There's another thing also happening right now. A lot of companies have approached us with their unique problem statements. So some problem statements are figuring out the appropriate ionizers to use with hydrogen. There is a Niti Aayog. Niti Aayog reached out to us last week. They want to set up CCUS units in Vizag, where they're already doing dredging with oceans. So in the ocean dredging systems, there's a lot of carbon released, and they want to set up in situ CCUS units over it. So there is a lot of work with the larger community that we will do, which will also be translated into RFPs. So all of that will start coming up over here. Now let's click on a sample RFP. Once we click over here, we can see what the description of this RFP is. What is the start date, end date of the RFP in itself for the period you can apply. And then over here, you will see a detailed note on what that particular, let me share this tab. So I clicked on this attachment and I'm now sharing this tab. So you will see a detailed note on what that RFP actually entails. So what is expected from you? What are the timelines? How many scientists will work on it? What are the eligibility criteria for you as a scientist? All of these, what is the compensation around it also? So typical compensation in the RenewCred universe starts from 750 rupees for projects where it's all just data collection. Or for a lack of a better word, I would say where you don't have to apply your skill and mind. It's just pure data collection. It can go as high as 2,000, 2,500 rupees an hour, depending on the intensity and the skill set of that particular project required. So what are the exact number of hours that we believe will go into creating this RFP? What is the remuneration? Everything we'll let you know as soon as we release the RFPs. Once again, the RFPs will start launching onto the system from Monday onwards. The initial weeks will have a little less RFPs, say about 1 or 2 RFPs a week. and then we will increase momentum and velocity of these RFPs as well. So please bear with us. So this is how a particular RFP looks like. And over here is the apply button, which will lead you to a link. So it will be a Google form. You have to fill up a Google form, which will have very basic questions, but one question of why do you believe you want to apply for this RFP, so that we can capture and we can work with scientists who either have a past experience or a skill set working around that particular RFPs. All of these RFPs, all of these, the work that you do, these are shared assets between RenewCred and the scientists. So both, there is no IP that is being created. If IPs are created, it will become a shared asset between the scientists and RenewCred. So that's how this RFP system works. Once you have completed an RFP, you have done an RFP within the time period that was stipulated, there can be some leverage in the time period also. The time periods are highly flexible, but don't do a 10-hour. So RFPs say what is the number of hours you have to give. So particular RFP could be 10 to 15 hours. And if it's a 15-hour RFP, we typically will provide 15 to 20 days to do that, because we understand all of you also have some commitments that you are already part of. So you might be able to spend only 1 hour or half an hour a day. But don't make that 20 days, 40 days is my expectation. Stick to somewhere 20 days, the deadlines as much as possible. Once you're done with the RFPs, the invoicing section will automatically pop up. Right now, nobody has done an RFP, so it's not coming up over here. Now, from an accounting perspective, because you are not on a payroll of RenewCred, you have to submit an invoice, but we have made that far more seamless and easier. So the system will itself pick up, it will guide you how to submit the invoice, and the payments will be credited automatically to the account details that you have submitted over here in the personal details section over here. So please don't make a note of this seriously. In 99% cases, savings account don't change. Please don't provide current accounts over here because that will have GST implications. Provide your saving account details. But if there are any changes, please make sure of that. Now coming to this exciting part where all the scientists, you can look at all the scientists who are part of this platform, and I can just keep going. So you can see their primary area, the primary and secondary areas that they focus on, a brief summary about what they are doing. Everything is captured over here. Now, as you can see, this headline, the headline that I was talking about, please try to keep it under 25 or 30 characters so that it's easier for other scientists to understand what your primary work is. And how do you edit the headline? You go to your profile, my profile, and you can, no, I'm sorry, you go to your profile, personal details, and you can add your headline over here. So try to keep it as short as possible. Your entire summary can be part of the summary that we have over here. The summary can be edited from here, but try to keep this as short as possible. So biochar expert or 16 years of work in biochar, this is something you can mention as scientists. Now I was talking about the follow thing. So let's see how many scientists are there right now. Oh my God, about 60 scientists. Thank you so much. Please update your photographs also. I know there was some error on the photographs that were not uploading, but we worked through the night and we have resolved for that. So you can upload your photographs also right now, which is completely optional. It's not necessary to upload the photographs, to be honest. So let me just randomly pick up any of the profiles. Let's go with Mohan sir. I don't know if he's on the call. So this is Mohan sir's profile. We have been speaking a lot. He works with TCIIMB Supply Chain Sustainability Lab. I can read everything that he has done. This is all the research work that he has done so far. And I feel, okay, I should be following this person. So I will just click on this follow button over here. So you have the option of both following as well as unfollowing also later if you're not enjoying their feeds. So that's the option that you have. This is how this scientist tab works out. And the final tab, it's called the notification tab. The notifications tab will only have two things to begin with right now. The first thing it will have is every time a new scientist comes in, it will notify you so-and-so person has joined the community. So let's see, Savani had joined last night. I had requested her. So this opens up in a new thing, and I can go through the entire profile, what work she has done, and then choose to follow or unfollow. So I will follow. This is how it works out. Okay. Now, this was the main portal, how the main portal works out. This is the front end of the community. So everything, all your notifications, all the RFPs, the RFP applies, the invoicing, the science profiles, your profile, all of this happen on the front end of this community platform. Towards your right side, you can see this tab. This is the website tabs. We'll add more websites over here. Now, this consists of what we believe are some important websites that you can track as you progress along your work of carbon methodologies creation or carbon accounting or carbon editing. So obviously RenewCred, shameless marketing over here. We've kept ourselves first. And IPCC, GHG protocols, the net zero trackers, all of these can be tracked from here. So that becomes easier for you to just click and move there. Towards the left, now this getting into collaboration part, you will see 4 icons: Gmail, chat, docs, and sheets. Let me start with chat first. So once I click on chat, it takes me to what is called a Google workspace. Very important thing to take care over here. Please select the account that you are logged in with through the RenewCred portal. So in some cases, there are multiple email IDs that we are logged into from. As you can see, I have multiple email IDs. So I will go and select the account that I was logged into from. So once I enter over here, this is the collaboration tool that we are using. Everything we redo at RenewCred, we are within the Google ecosystem right now. Last 3 days, I and Yogendra spent with what is called the Google AI Academy. So a lot of AI interventions are also something that you are going to see going down the line. I will also take a moment and let you know that there are also a lot of training modules, a lot of knowledge modules that we will do periodically, maybe every week or every 15 days, which will be completely free for the community. And every time we decide on a period on a knowledge module, on some kind of a training module, we let you know through something called as announcements group. So we post the announcements over here as well as on the WhatsApp. These two groups work together. Now, for those of you who have not yet onboarded onto the Google Workspaces or are facing trouble with Google Workspaces, we've added all your email IDs once again into the spaces. So please go to spaces. There are 2 spaces, 2 links that you have to click and add yourself over here. So this is the announcements group. Now, another thing that you can do, I can work around with this is, I will go back to this and I can see. So I followed Mohan sir and I want to send him a message. So I will select Mohan sir's email ID. I will share this tab. I will go to new chat. I will select this and I will click on start chat. Okay, it's not popping up. Try again later. Why so? Let me try again. Okay, there seems to be some error on Google, not on us. So this might work out once again. But as you can see, Arvind had reached out to me using the same method. Or you can go to some of the, if you're part of a group, let me open up the group. You can see the list of members from the group somehow. Okay, you can see a list of members in the group and I can just send a message to somebody. Let me try. I'm sending a message to Aditi. Okay, this works. Okay, so go to group, go to list of message and I can say, hi Aditi. And this is how you collaborate instead of going on to WhatsApp or sending any, requiring any phone numbers or anything. This is a collaboration tool, number 1. So this is announcements is one group, all hands is another group. What does all hands mean? That, hey, if there is a particular subject that has come up where the entire community has to collaborate together, you can put it in the all hands group. But please monitor this. Please be conscious about the fact that please only post stuff that you believe that the entire community has to collaborate together. That goes into the all hands group. In all hands, anybody can post. In announcements group, only the admins can post right now. That's how these two groups function. Once we start working on some methodologies, we start working on making some projects that will also be part of the Google Workspace group. So the another option that you are seeing over here is called Docs in Sheets. So as we click on Docs in Sheets, again, please select your email. And the entire collaboration will happen through Google Workspaces, through Google Cloud systems, because it is far more efficient to collaborate in Google. You can leave comments, you can leave any kind of notes, multiple people can come together, which right now MS Excel doesn't allow for. OneDrive does, but we have opted to go with Google. So I think that's it for me. Once again, repeating that this is the first version. So obviously your feedback as much as possible, we would enjoy doing that. The admins for this portal entirely are me and Yogendra. So you can reach out to us at any point of time for anything that you would like our help with. Okay. So I'm done with this and questions. Is there any hands raised? Go for it, sir.
Yeah.
Umashankar,
Sir,
sir.
yes, sir. Sir, many scientists are working in the same domain. Okay, let they are applying for the project, and on what basis you are going to select them?
Perfect. If they are working in the same domain, the form that we will provide, which goes when you apply for RFPs, will have 3 or 4 questions on what is your background working on this particular RFP, how many years have you spent into it, and we'll have one detailed answer requesting also why do you believe you can apply for the RFP. So, basis on the data you provide and the data we already have on you, that is how the selection will be made. But in most cases, what we have done right now is that we haven't taken into the portal more than 3, 4 experts for a particular use case. So in any case, I'm pretty sure all the experts will be accounted for to the extent that they only apply for their skill sets. They don't randomly apply for all the RFPs. So that's something that we will do at our end.
Okay, fine. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Any more questions anybody would like to know? There are a few folks that we've spoken about converting this into a full-time opportunity. So that will happen, like I had spoken during the interview also, once we have done a few RFPs together. Because right now we are in early stage startup in all disclosure and all honesty. So we also have limited resources on the number of people that we can work with. So once we have done a few RFPs together, once we have scaled, and once we have reached some velocity where we have surplus resources to onboard more scientists, we will do that also, which might look like 3 to 6 months from now if you want a timeline behind it. But yeah, this is exciting space. Please collaborate as much as possible. Please talk to other scientists, know their work, know their journeys. If you're stuck with something that has got to do with your current work, so some of you are doing research, as say a particular module or molecule or anything, and you want that work to be reflected as an RFP, you want that collaboration to happen, you'll enable that too. You let us know what that work is. We'll turn it into RFP. RFPs can be pro bono also. It's not necessary all of them have to be paid. So that's also something we can look into. Questions? If there are no questions right now, you know how to reach out to me. I'm obviously always available on email, LinkedIn, WhatsApp, but now you also have one more option of going to the Google Workspaces and sending your questions over there to me. That will work well with me. One of the things why we opted for Google Spaces was also because of this particular reason. Let me give me a minute and show to you. Till you are asking. Just give me 1 second, Roshni. I'll come to you. Yep. Interesting questions. Let me just do this. So the beauty of working with Google Workspace is that it seamlessly integrates into your own Gmail account. So I'm logged into my Gmail right now over here, and I can just go to chat over here and I can see all the chats. So if I click on Aditi, this is the message I send. If I click on Arvind, this is the communication we had, and this is the announcements and the all hands group. And I can quickly come back to mail and I'm into my mail again. So whenever I'm just working and I'm seeing my email, and I'm pretty sure that apart from Instagram, email is something that we look into 3, 4, 5, 6 times a day. So this makes it far more easier to collaborate. And then every time any changes are made in the docs that we'll be working on, that will also come into your email account and be highlighted over here. So that's why we decided to go with this. Roshni, please ask your question.
Sure, it's for a bit clarification about the previous question.
Yeah.
So it's like, as per our expertise, should we select the RFP like or the project, or will you be allotting to each candidate?
No, we will put it out there. We request you to select based on your expertise what you believe you will be able to do. The reason for doing that is that earlier we wanted to select and appoint scientists, but then see sometimes what happens is your skill set might be particularly different than your focus area, which might have a bias on how we select the RFPs you wish to do. So we wanted to remove all biases, and you as scientists, as experts, and as humans, you know your skill sets the best. So we are passing all that responsibility to you. So we will just put the RFP out over here, and you get to select which RFPs you want to apply for. Our judgment will come at a later stage when you fill out the form. And going from the quality of the short form that we provide, we'll decide whether to allot that RFP to you or not.
Okay, okay, sir.
Yeah. Awesome. Aditi has asked a question, can we work on multiple RFPs simultaneously? Yes, you can. That's perfectly fine. But please be cognizant about your own time. Don't overcommit is my fundamental belief. That's the only caveat. But yes, you can work on multiple RFPs together. Great. More questions? Anybody? Or is this all clear? Nope. Okay. One final round of questions. And if you don't have questions, we are done with the day right now over here. We'll circle back on Monday with RFPs on the platform. Every time an RFP is released, because we're getting into this habit, we'll not just have this on the notification, post on the announcements group also. But my request is please start using the portal, start collaborating, start talking to other scientists, see their work, post some feeds so that we have some high quality engagement going. We have work on, oh, just 1 second. Yeah. So Pragati is asking, we have to work on only RFP or work on full carbon credits issuance insurance project. I think it's issuance. You have to work on the full project also, but the full project again will be divided into RFPs. So in a particular cases like Pragati, in your case, I know you're a documentation expert. You have worked with the likes of Vera and Gold Standards. You know what it goes into making those PDDs. So we will convert that also into an RFP, and we will start working with you. In some cases, it might happen that this work might become more in a cadence level. It might become more periodic. So in that cases, instead of doing an RFP, we might do a side contract with you that, hey, this work is coming up for 2 hours or 3 hours on a daily basis. Let's get into a part-time arrangement or a full-time arrangement. So that's one of the reasons why we started with the portal first rather than going into a full-fledged commitment, because volumes of work have not started really coming in right now, while Manthan and Yogendra are working on it. Yeah. My work at RenewCred is just to talk big words. I don't work a lot. It's all the team, Manthan, Yogendra, and Asavni, they do, and you all do a lot of work. Bulbul is asking, Dr. Bulbul is asking, hello sir, I just need to ask that if some third party approaches with the project, can we share it here to get some great sign? Yes, please do. Please do that. You have two means to do that. You can post it as a feed. You can let me know. I can post it as an RFP. Everything is perfectly fine. This is not just restricted to RenewCred. This is restricted to making this world a better place to live in. So any projects, anything, we'd love to work. We'd love to get that going through this community. There are some other collaborations also we are trying to figure out with some education institutions that would like to speak to you, to all of you, to educate you perhaps on how to use AI, how to use ML, how to use technology, what are some other means of collaboration, some tools, some credits. So all of that fun stuff will also happen in the next 3-4 months. So yes, please share as much as third party things are, but keep it as much as possible to impact, social impact, climate, environment, because core sciences is not something that might be the forte of this community to begin with. Okay, we are at 9:40 and I know some of you start work either 9 or 10. So if you don't have any more questions, you can start leaving this call. But you have questions. I, Yogendra Banthana, still Yapurvi again. Can we do certain certifications from our end to get the edge? Uh, Both yes and no. The why yes, obviously all the certifications help. Why no? I have normally seen that these climate certifications are damn costly, and I don't want you to get into that cost expenditure right now. We're also trying to figure out if we as RenewCred can start giving out a few certifications. And I've had that dialogue with, I remember with Somnath sir and a couple of others as well, that can we come up with our own modules. And if we do, again, that will be completely free for the community. But could we take a selective call? I know edX and Coursera and all of these provide the non-edited, non-certified courses where you get the knowledge, but you don't get a certificate, but at free cost, or something like 500 rupees right now in INR terms. So don't spend a lot. And if you can control that, yes, all certifications are great. The beauty of what we are doing is the voluntary carbon market. So again, certification is not highly required to move forward with. The emphasis has to be on the knowledge. So we can continue with that. Yeah. Any more questions, anybody? Okay. Any other questions apart from the portal, also apart from around RenewCred, around what we are doing right now? Anything or anything around climate, please feel free to ask. Like I said, if there are no questions and you have other commitments, you can leave the call as well. Will there any session as a good question. There is one more session. So there are a lot of folks who are in the Scandinavian countries, UK and Sweden, and they've requested that it is about 3:30 a.m. right now, 4 o'clock. So we will do one more session, perhaps either tomorrow or day after, later in the evening. So that will happen, and then one more session after that too. And we will share the recordings of this session as well. So we'll do all of that. Aditi is asking, sir, will you be providing us with an offer letter? The email in itself acts as an offer letter. You can use that as an offer letter. But if there is a particular requirement that you're applying somewhere or your institution is asking for one, I will be happy to share the offer letter as well. Just post me an email request and I will do that. Ashita is asking, hello, sir, will only prior experience ensure allotting RFP? No. Very good question. There is no prior experience is not a criteria to getting an RFP. It's mostly about your skill sets and your passion to do that RFP. Again, the fundamental approach with which we are getting into this community module is not for the sake of creating these assets or these methodologies. It's for to giving back to the community. So you as community members should enjoy the process, should learn from it, should enjoy it, should become what I use the word climate warriors. So no experiences. I think in my list of judgment, experience is the last one. That's the answer for you, Ashmita. And so is education in some sense, but over here the education takes priority.
Whenever we open the portal, it is showing this that approval is pending.
Somnath sir, in your case, I have already approved. So are you logged in with the same email ID?
Yes.
Okay, I will just check at the back end and have a call with you.
Okay.
Yeah.
And is there any requirement of prior practical experience in particular area so that RFPs will be allotted?
See, like I said, please apply for a RFP only where you have either or these three, a practical experience or academic experience or some kind of an educational work or research work that you have done behind an RFP. But if I'm a water scientist and renewable energy scientist and I've never worked on biochar, so I won't apply for a biochar RFP. So take that call yourself which RFPs you want to apply for. We'll look for some work, if not all work, before we allot the RFPs.
Okay. And we can change our priority areas as well.
Yeah. You can change your priorities area. Same process. You can go over here. You can go to my profile, and then you can start changing around the priority areas over here and click on update. So the same process applies. The priority areas over here is that in some cases we might have what are called industry defined projects. So say hypothetically speaking, a Reliance or a Tata comes to us and says, hey, we want to work with X number of scientists who have already worked on sustainable transportation. So at the back end, we can collect the data and we can let them know, okay, this is the number of scientists we have. This is how their profiles are looking like. Would you like to roll the ball? And we might end up doing a collaborative project with them. So to give you a couple of examples, we are working with the government of Morocco to help them figure out their weather patterns. There is a problem of rains. The last 2 year rains have not happened. So they are working on something which Dubai did called a rain capsule. So they have approached us that whether the science community can help us build that. The CCS project with Niti Aayog I already spoke about, that's come up. And there are some brilliant projects coming in. Manthan might be able to provide you one or two details. We're working on biochar, plastic recycling. So all of that, if the company wants to work with us directly, this is where this primary and secondary focus area comes into picture.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank
I
thank
pick
you.
up some chat questions quickly. Madhu is asking, are we submitting the projects to ICR? Means how does the pattern work? You're not submitting the projects to any third party right now. All the projects are being submitted to RenewCred. So the primary work is to create the methodologies that go into accounting for carbon credits. So methodologies are written in a collaborative manner through this platform. We use those methodologies and algorithms, we refine them in certain cases. So one set of scientists writes them, it undergoes 2, 3 peer review cycles. So peer review RFPs will also start popping up when we have the methodologies. And then we feed them into what we call the DMRV stack, which is digital monitoring, reporting, and verification stack. So that's how this process works out. One of the first learning webinars that we will do next is around carbon markets, the presentation of which I've already posted. So we'll start with that. Madhu, does that answer your question? Okay.
Yes, yes. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you. Sadaf is asking, recording of today's session will be provided. Yes, I will make sure that's provided. We'll end the session, upload it on YouTube, and provide the link. Tiju is asking, hello, sir. I'm very sorry I'm using first names, so my apologies for this. It just makes me easier to pick up on chat. Hello, sir. Could you give some insights on the various possible domains in which projects will be rolling? The domains are right in front of you. All the primary and secondary focus areas that you have opted for. These will be the domains to begin with until we have very industry defined programs that come in around. What we are seeing right now is around waste management, plastic recycling, all of that stuff will also come in. So all of these domains, renewable energy, energy efficiency, deforestation, perhaps not deforestation to begin with, but yeah, sustainable transportation, circular economy, waste to energy, fuel switching, methane avoidance, energy storage, methane reduction, building materials, energy recovery, LDR and ONG, and so on and so forth. CCUS, DAX, obviously my favorites, deforestation, biochar, blue carbon, all of these will be the domains that the RFPs will be around. Yeah, does that answer your question? You can type in chat also, yes or no.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It is.
Awesome. Suvendu, if someone does not get the proper focus area in the given primary focus area, then what is the solution? Great question. Just let me know, and we will make sure to add it up to the primary focus area if that's required. So you can select anything randomly right now. Let me know. We will add it to the primary focus area, and you can make that change happen. Like I said, this is very collaborative right now. We did what we felt we were able to do for our extent best possible, but we are nobody in front of the great knowledge that collectively this community has. So I would love to learn from all of you. Yeah. All right. There's somebody who's raised their hand, I guess. No? Okay. Cool. More questions, please. If you're going through this portal and you realize there are other ways of collaborating with RenewCred as well, do let me know that too. We will be more than happy and more than open to collaborate. It could be through uh, being a community leader, somebody who's working on as an admin for this community, so that some of our work is passed on to that person. It could be through running any educational modules. It could be through being somebody who searches out for jobs and opportunities and posts on this particular community piece, because a lot of you are also in between your transition of your careers right now. So we want to enable that to as much as possible. Please do that too. Yeah. Any other questions? I'll just give it a minute more and then we can call it a day. Yes, I will.
Okay, so in the sample RFP which has been presented, so over there is this column deliverables. What does exactly that mean? Like, I mean, if you can just clarify a little bit.
Let me open the RFP. Okay, number one, it's purely sample. It's dummy and just chat GPT work.
I get it.
Yeah.
Just like deliverables, if you can.
Yeah. So like I said, a particular methodology has 3-4 things fundamentally. So one of them is a baseline report. So what's a baseline? This RFP is about EV fleets. So you have to select a baseline for a particular region. The baseline could be internal combustion engine vehicles, which can be petrol or diesel. So you start writing a report, a 1-pager or a 2-pager. Okay, this is the vehicle, this is the emissions that this one particular vehicle does versus this particular vehicle that we are using. So that kind of a report becomes part of the baseline report. But we'll get into more details. There will be some training around RFPs as well. I know methodology writing is new to at least 99% of the folks, so we'll get into those details also.
Okay, I get it. Thanks. Also, when this kind of RFPs are being put onto the platform, can also, like, I mean, the secondary focus area or the focus areas be included so that it becomes easier for us to choose? Is it possible?
Awesome. No, thank you so much. We will certainly make that happen. That's a great feedback. I think Yuvendra sir is making a note of the feedback also. We'll make that happen.
Yeah, sure.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it from me. Thanks.
Awesome. More feedback, more comments. Feedback is both positive and negative. We are happy to take negative feedback also. So anything you would like to tell us? I know we are slow, we are late. This process got delayed, so my apologies for that again. But as you know, we're a very small team right now. We're trying to do our extent best possible. There were both problems with some trademarks, some products as well. One of the things I forgot to mention, quick reminder, there's a search bar, like any search bar. So you can just search for folks over here. So Sai Brata asked me a question, so let me enter Sai Brata and I can see his name over here. I can just quickly go over there. The search bar right now digs deeper into RFPs and scientists. That's the work it does. No good words or bad words for us? Oh shit. Great. Any questions, any feedback, anything finally? Anybody? Did I make all of you sleep? No.
I think it will be better if you can take another session only on RFPs.
I will. Once we roll out the first RFPs, I will certainly do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right then. Thank you so much, Ashmita. Yes, Ashmita, go for it.
So actually, I wanted to let you know that adding of more primary focus areas would be better, sir.
Okay. So if you can
Okay.
help me with some focus areas that you have in your mind, we'd love to do that both in primary and secondary focus areas.
Yes, sir. I will personally be in contact with you then.
Thank you so much for this. So
Thank you,
you have
sir.
suggested, yeah, that's a great feedback. We'll
And
certainly
and
do it.
also, sir, we do have expertise in, as Saibrata said, in a lot of areas. So, will that be also be given priority to when an RFP will be allotted?
So when you have experience in a lot of areas and that particular RFP demands experience in one particular area, I've got a lot of areas within the bucket of that one particular area, yes. Because like one of the questions was asked, can you do multiple RFPs? So you can go for multiple RFPs too. So That's how it works out.
Yeah, okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. What we can perhaps do is, instead of adding a lot of primary options to the list itself, we can do is we can add an other option, and then you can put out what that other is over there, and then we can refine it for hygiene at our backend. I think that might work out, at least for the primary focus areas.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Yes, Sai.
What will be the WhatsApp platform? Like, I mean, what will be the use of the WhatsApp platform? Is it just like
Yeah,
another way of approach?
no, so we don't want to get into WhatsApp, to be honest, right now, because primarily most people are comfortable with WhatsApp and not Google Spaces. It's just an announcements platform. So every time there's a webinar coming up, or every time there is a RFP released, we'll announce in that WhatsApp thing, but nothing else apart from that.
All right, thanks.
Because see, WhatsApp is something that people just open up first thing in the morning. So that's the reason.
Okay, get it. Thanks.
Yeah, thanks. Okay, any other questions? Please update your characters to a small character. This headline, I mean, sorry. Please update your headline to 25-30 characters, so that it's just easier for people to understand what you do. Optionally, please update your photographs. If there's any pending data with your profile, please update that too. Please join the Google Workspaces as well, because the collaboration will start over there. And yeah, we'll start doing RFPs, use the feed option, do all of that stuff. Okay, last 2 minutes. Anything else? All right, then let's call it a day. Thank you so much for joining in this morning. This was our first webinar for this RenewCred Science Community all as well. I'm as excited and as nervous as excited as all of you, but slightly more nervous than a few of you on how this will work out. There's been a brainchild for at least the three of us for the last few months that we are trying to build. And typical to anything new we do, or anything new that's pushed out into the universe, there will be some modifications, some changes, some things will break down. The founder of LinkedIn, Reid Hoffman, once said that if you're not embarrassed with the first version of what you build as a product, you're not doing something right. Thankfully enough, we are not embarrassed. We believe in what is built. This is a super platform. We are super excited about it. Again, thanks to Yogendra for building this out. And now the power is more with the community on how this evolves and how things evolve from over here. But all of you are part of the first cycle of doing this. So this in itself is highly motivating. And yeah, looking forward to doing amazing stuff with all of you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm just staying around, but you can start leaving the calls.